As part of my job, I give a lot of online courses, talks, conferences, workshops, online lectures, and so on. But the challenge is online talks can be quite boring. So the eye contact is limited, the body language is limited, maybe you added the technical issues into the equation as well. It could be really boring and maybe not interesting for people. So I would like to give my ideas to make your online classes or your talks more interesting and interactive as much as possible. So before I list the engagement tools that I use, I would like to give maybe 3 tips. The first one is make sure you arrange the audio quality as much as possible, because we cannot stand into a voice that we cannot hear. Make sure everyone can hear you clearly. The second one is the position of the camera and the lights. Make sure to give some time to test all these technical stuff. The next one could be use tangible items. If you are referring to a book, if you have the book, maybe hold the book so that people can see it physically. It is more interesting than putting it on a slide. And finally, if there is no option that you cannot put the slides and your camera view at the same time, I would say maybe skip using the slides altogether, because people would like to see you speaking rather than just looking at the boring slide. So I would like to give some of the online interaction tools that I use on almost all my talks. The first one is menti.com. This is the one I always use. So Menti allows the audience or the learners to go into a link and then entering the code, and then they can either vote on a question, they can answer a question, and then the answers of everyone will appear on the screen anonymously. So, which is a great tool for letting people's voice out, presenting everyone's voice out there, or maybe giving a nice and cool word cloud, and some others like graphs as well. So, which is really cool. I always use that at the end of my presentations to see what are people's one action or one takeaway out of my talk. The next one is Padlet. Padlet is a board that the audience can add their input or items, attach the items into the board. So they don't have to log in, so you only share the Padlet link that you make up, and then they go into the link, they can straight away add whatever they would like to add to the board. It could be an image, it could be a text, it could be a link or things like that. So as an example, I use Padlet for reflection board at the end of my online classes. I ask the class what are your takeaways from this class, and then I share the link, they add their learning points from that class, and I keep that for every class so that everyone's takeaway will be available for others to be able to learn from each other's experiences as well. The next one I can recommend is Canva. Canva is a tool that you can design your own social media resources, images. You can drag and drop. It has very nice list of stock images as well. But I use Canva for my online slides as well. It's interesting, but if you can limit your number of slides, it's the best. So the final engagement tools I can recommend is the game style learning experience. It could be Kahoot or quiz wizard. So they are based on games, and there are plenty of templates for games, and you can modify your questions, and then the audience, the students, learners will be able to see their progress in, let's say the game is a road on the island, then they can see where they are going next. So there could be many different game styles, but if your students are, you know, at younger ages, maybe this can be a good and interesting interaction for you, depending on what kind of audience that you have. So these are my tips, and I hope you find them interesting. Please make sure that you tell me what kind of engagement tools you use as well. Maybe, you know, I can learn from you too. So thank you for watching.